Hmm. Uh-huh. 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 Oh my. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Copy money. All this is fake. Of course, I didn't use actual money for the thumbnail. What did you think I was gonna do? Although I didn't realize how sketchy it was gonna be trying to film this segment because people out there don't know it's fake. So no, this isn't the real money. The real money is secured away in a bank. And it might also be honorable to mention that 37% of it's gonna go away this year because of taxes. I do want to clarify also that I did not live in my truck for 2.5 years consecutively. I'm not claiming that. I'm claiming that I lived in my truck for 2.5 years off and on, and with my parents. Living with your parents is fine if you're like 25. Once you get to like your 30s, then people start looking at you funny. But if I have to let you in on a secret, I just got my own place. I haven't moved in yet because I'm not home. Besides the fact that the tax man's coming, I'm very proud of myself for how much money I've managed to save and never thought I was going to be at this area at 25. Of course, there was a lot of building blocks for me to get here, one of which being this truck that I'm in. But I wanted to share my mentality on money / give the viewers of this channel an insight on like how this became a thing. I have some chores to get done today, and I thought today would be a good day for a little show and tell. The whole reason that I started doing YouTube was because of a hobby, fingerboarding, which is quite literally skateboarding with your fingers. Let me see. I've got one of those things somewhere. I used to make little edits, and it's kind of really how I honed in my my love for making videos. Anyway, this truck is such a big mess. I need to pull off and give her some love. Though I was a good saver throughout high school, I was also a pretty good spender. By the end of high school, going into college, I had saved myself up about $5,000 between working my 3 different jobs throughout the years. High school turned into college, and my spending habits didn't really get any better. Pretty much sat with having like $3,000 to $4,000 in my savings for a while, and then at some point throughout college I got down to $500. And fortunately for me, when I had that $500, I went through my first breakup, my first serious breakup, and that was hard. I was heartbroken. We were in a long distance relationship. I thought I was in love, and I got cheated on. Not gonna lie. So I ended up doing what any civil person that just got cheated on would do, and I went and planned a epic vacation with my roommate at the time, Nate, and we ended up flying out to Sausalito, California. And of course, since I only had so much money, we had to do so on a budget. I got to hang out with him and his buddies out there. We stayed with his friend Nick in a sailboat for 2 weeks that was parked in a harbor, but it did open up my mind to other possibilities. During this trip, I also met another fella named Cole. Ooh, don't get those mixed up. And Cole had a 89 Tahoe that he had built out, and it was while I was riding in the back of that thing that I had the wonderful idea of transforming a truck. that trip was just super moving in general. Meeting new friends and discovering an alternative way that people like to live. From then on, I started to imagine a trip myself where I had a built-out vehicle and just live on the road for an endless amount of time. I mean, does that sound familiar at all? Yeah, I just kept saying, oh, you know, I'll do that one day. I'll do that one day. And 2 or 3 years went by. I was thinking about it like almost every day, but I never really like made a plan to get there. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely didn't have, you know, a reasonable amount of money saved up, but I was starting to get better at saving. So college went on. I graduated with a bachelor in marketing degree at the University of Minnesota, Duluth. And what came along with that was a nice hefty $70,000 in student loans. Anyway, right out of school, I ended up going to work for somebody else, ended up not working out, and at the end of that, I had $7,000 saved up in my savings account, which was, I mean, I felt rich, man. 7 grand to me, I was like, ooh. The first thing I did was went car shopping, and there's actually a video of that on this channel somehow. So yeah, I was looking for a truck with a 6.5 foot bed. I didn't want anything too expensive. I mean, this was honestly top dollar for what I wanted to spend. I ended up getting this truck for like 20 grand. And then I decided that I wanted to start a YouTube channel too, because I was like, well, might as well document the journey, right? I don't know. I had in my head since I was like 12 years old that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. When I was a fingerboarder, dude, I was shredding it up, like realizing that people did YouTube full time, and I was like, thank you. Unfortunately, around like 5 months of me owning that truck, my grandfather ended up passing away, but he was nice enough to leave me some money, and I was actually able to pay off the rest of the truck with that money. So thanks, Gramps. So from then on, I was spending about $600 to $700 in student loans per month. I was spending an extra probably $200 to $300 in gas because I was just starting up my YouTube channel and I was traveling around a lot. And a lot I was spending on just random expenses to go on fishing trips and to go on camping trips to make videos for the channel. I had a bright idea to do this ramen cooking in my truck video. I had this ramen recipe I always wanted to make. I was going on a camping trip. I was like, hey, I could make that on a propane stove. And that was like one of my first videos to ever blow up. I started thinking, you know what? I'm onto something here. People like this truck lifestyle. They like the cooking. Thank you, you too. Although saving money on rent is super nice, so I can buy myself some nice meals and whatnot, living on the road, you basically start off with your bare minimum. You gotta worry about, where am I gonna eat? How am I gonna eat? Where am I gonna shower? All questions that you don't really have to ask when you're living under the comfort of your parents' roof or an apartment or house. So when I was starting out, I was trying to be very smart about how I spent my money, and I only wanted to invest into basically the channel because I just had a dream. I wanted to just put all of the money into the channel and see what I could get done. So I invested a lot of money in cooking supplies, pots, pans, propane stove, spices. I also invested in some different camera gear, GoPros, a drone, fishing equipment. I didn't have any subscriptions and anything, so, you know, Spotify, Netflix, all that stuff. Couldn't afford it. I also was eating out hardly at all. I was buying food from the grocery store, eating lots of rice and beans. And with the money that I had saved up for my last job, I was able to get the channel the boost that it needed to be self-sustaining for a little while after the first 4 months. And then slowly after that, the channel was making enough money, so it was paying for the expenses every month. I would say I was, between the truck payment, student loan, and then all my expenses every month, I was making zero money. So I was just, you know, flatlining every month for 3 to 4 months before I got the truck paid off. And then I was making like, you know, $400 a month or something like that. So of course, in my new living situation, I had a lot of things to figure out, like how I was gonna do my laundry. On top of the laundry, I also got a gym membership. So we can say that I was probably spending around $10 a week on laundry, so $40 a month, and $50 a month on my gym membership to shower. And then around $200 to $300 in gas per month, and food was probably around the $100 range. So in total, I was spending anywhere from $500 to $600 in my rent per month. Well, rent plus food. I'd say on average now, I spend quite a bit more than that, but I'm also making quite a bit more money, which is great. Living this lifestyle can be somewhat difficult though. I don't have a lot of core friends like that I can depend upon because I'm moving around so much. I also get to spend a lot of time alone, which is a good and a bad thing because I'm very reflective. Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. I was just taking a little nap. So I would say that throughout the past couple years of doing YouTube, my values have pretty much stayed the same. Like I've wanted to keep most of the profits inside of the company because I want to keep making this dream happen. And I still very much am in that mindset. So I finally got enough money saved up to put a cushy down payment on a house and move out of my parents' place, which is great. So completing your goals can be a lot like building a fire in the wind. Life is kind of always throwing its curveballs at you. And I've built myself a fire out of bigger logs. You can think of these as my larger goals. The big goal here is to get the fire going. And I have tiny little kindlings, which you can think of as your smaller structural pieces in your goals to help it get going. And a little help from our friend lighter fluid. We can just ignite that flame right away. That's a cheat code, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Ever since I've been running the channel, I've gotten comments from people saying that, you know, I've helped them through tough times or that they wish that they could, you know, do something similar. If I can encourage even just one person to start making steps toward, you know, whatever goal, it doesn't have to be living like this. It can be any little goal that you have. I feel like I've done a good job then. There's a lot of sacrifice that comes along with achieving your goals, and you have to kind of balance out, you know, what you're willing to give up to do the thing that you want to do. Got some exciting news to share with you guys in the near future. The savings account is going to be a little bit lower. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode. Thank you guys for the continuous support. It's truly amazing what we accomplish here on this channel. I have a great community of people, and I really appreciate each and every one of you that watches these videos. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. As always, until next time, you already know the drill. Just keep on trucking.